Well, hello, 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 everyone. I want to welcome you to the show where I am going to set you up to thrive this year. At this time of year, the video that I'm shooting, it's the end of 2024, and we're going to go into 2025. And I'm excited to be with you today because I want to give you some stats surrounding New Year's resolutions. Now, do you know that there's 80% of New Year's resolutions that fail by February? Yes, February. See, here's the thing. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Give yourself a break. It's not your fault. The problem is how we have been setting ourselves up to do these New Year's resolutions. The problem is not setting the goal. It's your approach of how you are moving towards them. And today I'm going to give you a roadmap of just not surviving, but thriving for next year. I want you to answer. I'm going to have you answer three powerful questions, and they're very simple. But I'm going to walk you through the process. And we're going to go deeper to get from these resolutions, and because of getting you with clarity and out of the wishful thinking of hoping that it all will happen. Okay? So if you don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Cheryl Clark, a licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm a communication coach and a founder of Speak Your Power Now Academy. And I help people to discover their authentic voice and break through the barriers of what's been holding them back and reaching their true potential and finding their voice. And in today's episode, I'm going to show you how to precisely do that. So I'm going to start by you understanding how you can begin to move through the next year with power. Okay. So before I get started, I always let you know, just a little note, I'm not here to replace your therapist, your coach, or your mental health professional. I'm here to guide you with some practical tools, some real world strategies to support you through your mental wellness journey. Okay. And so right now, what I want you to do is I always get a pen and paper out, and today's topic is three simple, just simple questions that you're going to ask yourself to make this year the best year ever. Okay. So the first question that we're going to ask, I'm going to give you the three questions and then we're going to go through them. Okay. But the first thing I want you to do is ask yourself, where have I been? Where am I now? And where do I desire to be? And those are the three magic questions that we're going to go through today. So you may be asking yourself, how are we going to go through this? Well, I'm going to get started, and it's called a life audit. All right, a life audit. Now, I'm going to give you some practical tools about the life audit because this is what I do a lot with my clients. Because when clients understand, and I wish my marker would understand, to say the life audit. Oh, you don't want to work for me today. All right. So the life audit is something that I do with my clients. There we go. And this has been a life changer for them. Because what happens, the life audit, it anchors your process to growth and success. It leads you to success. So the life audit is more than just a reflective tool. Because if you know me, I like to reflect. I like to do things. I have a journal that I sell that you can go ahead and get on the website. It's a 6-week journal that I have, and you can go ahead and do that. So reflective tools is a structure just like that. It's an intentional process. You evaluate the state of your current state and possibly what has happened before. You identify the areas of improvement, how you can create personal roadmaps for yourself for growth. And by anchoring yourself and setting your goals and planning the process in the life audit, what it does is you ensure your efforts and you root them with clarity. And with this word that I've always talked about, you probably hear, is the authenticity of your voice. And a lot of us don't know what that looks like. So this gets you really clear and leading into the life that you want to lead and not someone else's life. So I'm going to break down why it's so effective and what is a life audit. So the life audit is just a self-assessment, and it evaluates different areas of your life. To think of a checkup, a checkup. So it assesses and it's a checkup. Just so we can really know what it is. It's a checkup. And you should do this just like you going to the doctor. You're going to check for your personal well-being, your professional well-being, and it uses data of your experience in your life, both positive and negative. And I'm going to show you how you can begin to measure the satisfaction across the different domains, and by you looking at how you can get a clear understanding of where you are standing right now and where you desire to go and where you have been. All right. So the first step of the life audit, the first step what I do with my clients, this is, if you want a life audit with me, I also encourage you to go ahead and book a session with me, because I also do life audits with people. So I identify one area, or did we identify areas of the life? Now with me, I have a 30, 60, 90-day method. And I also go through my planner. I have one here, a physical one also. And then there's also one that you can get online. But there's one that I go through, because what it does is go over the 7 domains of self: the mental health, the physical environment, relationship, money, health, career, and spiritual practices, right? What that does for me in my process, I look at the different areas of domain that you want to look at. And what we do is we rate the satisfaction in those domains. And then you reflect on the years, and then we look at how we identify with what was presenting now, and the steps you can take for clarity, and where you can go to make an action plan. So that's what I do in regards to when you come to me, if you needed a self or a life audit. Well, for this specific um, video, what I'm going to show you is how you could do a life audit at home with yourself, and why it's effective. Because what it does, it takes the guesswork out of it, right? It encourages you to live the life that you so want to live, or so desire to live, and in your own core values. And you can leverage it with the data that you're going to get after when we do this together. So I want you to, we're going to break down the big goals. We're going to break down them in manageable steps. And the life audits, I like to work the 30, 60, 90-day method. And it gives you the self-awareness of how you can live confidently, right? And you can be living the life that you so desire. But you don't really probably are recognizing the patterns that you're in. And you need to learn how to work and build with confidence. Like I always say, I'm a solution focused therapist. I work with what's already working, right? And I build on that. So I don't take something that's maybe working for someone else. I work with what's working for you, and we build on what works for you. Okay. So I promote that, because when you understand, when you evaluate your life, you can find and adapt to the challenges and see the opportunities for you and what you really want, right? And what you really desire. So when you start to audit your life, you start to anchor your goals and create a solid foundation, which leads to you now making these outlandish resolutions that you break by February, right? And then the motivation leaves you. You don't have a deep understanding of your why you even did what you did, why I even made that goal. And what the life audit does, it is a tool that can transform how you are going to take charge of your own life with intention and clarity. So let's jump into the first question. Where have I been? Where you been? Where have I been? Okay, that's the first question we're going to ask ourselves. So this is important, because right now we're going to have a reflection period. It's important. So the pausing in the access of where you've been. What have I experienced this year? What are the lessons I've learned? Why does this matter? Because before you start to thrive, you need to know how you may have been on survival mode, what's been holding you back or propelling you forward, whichever has happened this year. So now we need to let you know that the reflection piece becomes your superpower, okay? So let's begin to reflect. Reflecting on the past helps you identify your patterns, both positive or negative. It's about learning what works for you. Remember, I'm all about solutions. What's working for you and what doesn't work? So to avoid we keep repeating these same mistakes or same things that you keep doing every year, you got to build on what's working. And I want you to look now, and we're going to get ready to get into how you're going to do this. You're going to notice some things when you start to go through this. You can maybe notice some people that brought you joy, what you prioritized. Maybe you prioritized relationships, maybe you didn't. Or maybe conversely, what brought you stress or overwhelm? What you overcommitted to things? Maybe you didn't set new boundaries. So these are some of the answers I want you to start looking, and you got to be real honest with yourself, right? And as you pause, I want you to look at this. Now, you may want to pause the video because what I'm going to have you to do is I want you to go back through your calendar. Okay? I want you to look at your calendar. What did you do? Where did you go? What meetings did you take? What didn't you what canceled? All of those things. Then I want you to go through this, that handy dandy phone. I want you to go through the phone, look at the memories, look at your text. Who were you talking to? Look at those photos. Were you smiling? What memories did it joggle? That's why I said have your journal near you so that way you can start jotting these things down as you look back at it. Now, there's two major things I want you to look at. Two major things. What brought you joy? What brought you joy? And it could be that you're looking at yourself in a space where you may not. I want you to be honest with yourself. What brought you joy or what brought you discomfort? Okay, because reflecting on these things, you got to look at your faces. You got to look at what the things that you discovered about yourself. Maybe you went on vacation, maybe you didn't. All the things that you really, 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 really want to look at. So, what brought you joy? What brought you stress or discomfort? Right? I want you to be real honest because this is an opportunity for you to look at it and then write it all down. Right? I want you to write it all down. Get really, really clear. This is just a part you're just processing. Now, what I want to say here is that this may become very triggering. Take it easy with yourself. It's easier when we can, and then that's why it's good to have a coach or a therapist to unpack some of these things that may have been triggering for you. So, right now, what I want you to do is pause and I want you to write it down. I want you to grab your notebook, write it all down. You may have to pause the video, and that's fine. We're not in a rush. I want you to really look at this question and really start to look at the things about your life. Remember, this is an audit that you can do at home. You also can do one with me. You can book a session with me. You can have an audit with me. And remind yourself, I want you to look at the thing, there is no right or wrong answer. It's just what it is. Okay? Do not beat yourself up. Just be honest with yourself and be intentional. Because the more honest you are with yourself, the more intentional you are with yourself, the more you get out of it. Okay? So you may have to find yourself taking a deep breath and exhaling that out when that emotion starts to stir up. Remember, I'm all about emotional management, regulation. Go with that emotion, recognize that that may have gotten me a little angry that they canceled on me, or I never that was a horrible relationship, or that was a horrible vacation, that whatever it is, or breathe through it. And this will help you stay centered while you're doing this. Now, this is necessary for you to do. This is necessary because you gotta look at it, right? Now, I'm also going to do a little mini course, of course, with a guided workbook to aid you with this, so you can go ahead and get that in the Speak Your Power Now Academy, where we go a little deeper and you can work at your own pace, right? And like I said, always you can schedule an audit, life audit with me. Okay, so the second question is, where am I now? Now, this one I like, this is where we're going to get really in the nitty gritty. You may have stopped, right, and paused the video. Where am I now? Okay, that's the second question. Now, this is where I'm a arts and crafty. I love arts and crafts. If you don't, it's fine. It's something that I like to do. I just shared a little bit. Now, I want you to get two different colors for this one. Why are two different colors? Because you get every color you want, but it's very specific of why I want you to do this for the data analysis. We're getting ready to do a data analysis. It's important for your destination. I have something called a course correction versus a pivot, because your course correcting is that I can do a course direction. If you don't know where you're going, if your course is not, if it's not in the direction, but you needed to do a course correction, this is where you can start to really, really hone in on this, okay? So use two different markers. You can do whatever you want. I did for this one, I did for the one that stressed me out, the red, and this blue, because blue is one of my favorite colors. And I use this one because it's a more calming color and something that may have brought me joy. Okay? You could use whatever you like. You could use green for positive, you could use red for negative, whichever. Doesn't really matter. Okay? So now this is what I want you to do. I want you to write two words on your paper: joy, then you draw a line down, and then stress. Or you could put negative or positive. Okay? It doesn't matter. Whichever how you want to put it, doesn't really matter. Just the point of matter is that you can identify which one is which. Now, the stressful area, it may bring up some things like I always said, the joy, the activities, whatever you saw on your camera roll, on your calendar. These are the things that you're going to start to put down, right? Now, there's an 80-20 rule. I want you, listen to me. Focus on experiences that brought you joy, that brought you happiness. Okay. There's an 80, this 80-20 rule is important because we like as human beings to really harp on what happened that was horrible. But remember, I'm a solution focused therapist, so I say let's work on what's already working and let's build on what's already working. Why are we harping on the things that are horrible for us? No, let's work on what's already working and build on that. Okay. So this is why it's important for your life to understand that. So for example, I looked at my camera roll. I saw a lot of things that I want to do, spend time with my family. I had a lot of things that went really well in my business. So you want to make sure, this is why I break it down in my 7 domains. And I'm very, very clear about what now I need to improve and what are the things and the obstacles that may be holding me back. So these are the things I want you to look at and have these things really, really happy, the joyful things. Maybe you got a new baby. Maybe you had a new house. Maybe all of the good things that happened to you this year. Maybe you lost 20 pounds. I don't know what it is, but you need to begin to look at those things that really was joyful for you. Okay. Now, remember, in the course, I'm going to give you a more detailed area where I'm going to go through this, right? But you can do this on your own right now. So where you desire to be is the next question. Question number 1, question number 2, and question number 3. Where do you desire to be? Do I desire to be? All right. That's the next question. Now, here is the thing. When you're creating this, you could do it a couple of different ways. You can create a vision board. You can create a map. But the thing is, you're going to prioritize. You're going to notice the thing that brought you joy. I want you to, I want to encourage you this year to dream big. And I want you to look at it in a way that you really can really see this part of you. Now, with my 30, 60, 90 day planner, it keeps you really focused and you can reuse it and really moving and mapping yourself. You could use there's called mind maps, vision boards. We probably both heard of that, where you get some pictures, you can put them out there with words. You can make it as visual as you want, but the thing is, once you have it there, you got to incorporate all the visuals and all the emotional elements that will bring you in a space where now you're going to implement the plan and you're excited about implementing the plan. Because if it doesn't bring you joy, then what the heck are we doing? Life should bring you joy, right? I want you to see the positive in your life. Yes, you're going to have some things, some roller coasters, may up and down, up and down. I got word that one of my a good one of my mom said good friends passed away. Things will happen. Sit with that emotion, right? And go ahead, go through the emotions and have self care for yourself. I also had another friend. She said her husband had a major surgery and she found out she was saying I wasn't even taking care of myself. I have to stop. So many of us take care of others and we're avoiding our own emotions, and it tends to lead to burnout. So I want you to really take this on this year to really having a life audit. And like I said, book a session with me so I can help you, walk you through these sessions or this life, because guess what? We only have one. Even though we may think we have many, we have one life. How about you identify what are those positive and negative things that have happened or has happened, and then strategize them in this year. Strategize them to be actionable and setting those boundaries. Don't and then delegating tasks that we don't need to do. How many times do we do things over and over and over again that we don't necessarily need to be doing? We need to delegate it out, right? So I want you to look and see where is the things that is most important for you. So as you're doing this, I want you to do this daily. Look at your planners daily, whether it's a journal, whether it's my planner that you have or whatever it is. I want you to consistently do this because it will reduce even your stress levels. Consistently ground yourself with your breathing. Consistently do movement, yoga, walking, whatever it is, and then have a gratitude journal. I always say in your journal, what am I grateful for? Right here in the top of the thing, I check in with people and say, what is it that I'm grateful for? And you know, there's a quote here I love. It's not just circumstances that defeat us. It's how we perceive it that determines if we will receive it or achieve it. It's your perception in life. Because when you are put yourself in the driver's seat, it's not only about setting goals. And those New Year's resolutions are most times unrealistic, and you'll be finished with them by February. It will be over. So it's about creating a plan that is rooted in self-awareness and purpose. It's also creating a plan with a community that can support you. It's also about taking note about where you have been, where you are today, and where you want to go. And then revisit them, course correct by refining the goal. It's not about it's on the journey. Who did you meet along the journey? Where do you want to be along the journey? It's about taking this to the next level, and you personalize it and get the support you need around the life audit. See, I love to do this type of work because I love to see people win. And together we can thrive, right? Together we can go deeper and use unique challenges for your life. So this happened to be going into 2025. We can thrive in 2025 together. Why not? The opportunities are here. And we can get a tailored roadmap for you. See, here's the thing. This is where you can say, am I going to invest in myself? Are you even going to take the time? Like, this video doesn't cost you anything, but are you going to take the time to actually stop and do these couple of steps? You got to ask yourself, am I worth it? And I want you to look at how you can now do this for yourself or get a one-on-one life audit with me. I want you to be dedicated to what is holding you back and truly get in action this year. I want you to create that life that feels good from the inside out. And you don't have to wait for next year to be the best year. You can create it this year, one step at a time. And I'm here to guide you every step of the way. I can't wait to connect with you and help you to unlock your full potential. Don't forget to like, subscribe, join the Speak Your Power Now Academy. You can go ahead and get the mini courses, they're yours, and you can go ahead because I made it very affordable for everyone to be a part of the academy because I believe your mental wellness matters. And I'm along your journey along the way with you because when you master your thoughts, you reclaim your power and you set your life on a trajectory that you're deciding that you're going to be in. So let's make this moment happen. Let's step in our power, design the life you deserve. And remember, I always end with this. Sometimes your life is defined by one single moment. Let that moment be today. Peace. Until next time, Happy New Year and Happy New You.